Alright, well, I really don't like narrating at night, and you're gonna notice that there's a different backdrop because I switched where I was narrating from. Like, if I pick up the laptop, I'm now facing the posters. Just in case anyone really cared. Okay, I think that'll do it. Okay, anyways, we have a match here versus Whomper, the one who actually made this high quality possible indirectly. So I said, hey, you know, you want to UU? He's like, yeah, I'm totally down. So whatever, here we go, and it was really cool. So we'll play back right now. Versus recorder, and it's a UU, and he's using two fairly bulky Pokemon that I'm not really fond of, but hey. Okay. So the first one actually happens to be his lead, which is Rhyperior, and Swallow can't do shit to it, so I figure, you know, I'll U-turn out of there. Might as well get some damage in. And he goes for the sub. He could have gone for the sub, he could have set up rocks, lead Rhyperior, just do whatever the fuck it wants, because admittedly there's not really a lot that's going to be able to handle it unless your Ambipom's pecking low kick anyway. So I go ahead, I think I Ice Beamed, predicting the switch to a grass type. And he goes right for the Earthquake, since I broke his sub. I take it alright, you know, it's stabbing whatever. So I take a little bit less than half. I figure, you know, he's probably going to switch, so I'm going to go ahead and recover on said switch and just act accordingly to that. And he brings in this Blastoise. I'm thinking that this thing is kind of bulky, but I figure I'll stay in and see what it wants to do anyways. So I stay in, I go for the HP Electric. It's alright damage, you know, nothing to write home about. And he goes for the Yawn, and I figure, you know, despite the Marble Scale boost, I still don't want to stay in for that. So I go out to my Sceptile, and we do a double switch here. He goes to Rotom, and I go to Sceptile. My Sceptile is Specs. So Specs Leaf Storm is actually going to be more than enough to take out this Rotom in one hit, which is, I'm glad for that, and I'm also glad it's not an appliance. So I don't want to handle this Houndoom at all, so he pretty much gets a free Nasty Plot because I'm at -2. And I'm thinking, if he tries to hit me with Flamethrower, that's fine. If he tries to hit me with Dark Pulse, that's fine. They're both not very effective, but he got a Nasty Plot in, and it hurts like a lot, and he gets the flinch, so my Blaziken doesn't get to do anything, just in the same fashion that his Rotom didn't get to do anything, so whatever. Got some weird shit going on here. So I bring this in because I have Focus Blast on it, and he goes for the Sucker Punch, and he does a lot of damage, but he doesn't bring me into Overgrow. So exploitable if he did like 30 more points of damage, but he didn't, and I go ahead and take it out with the Focus Blast. Unfortunately, he knows I'm choiced when I switched out earlier, so he brings in something to act accordingly. And I'm thinking, I don't know what I thought he was going to go for. For some reason with these things I always think Toxic, but it's obviously Sleep Powder. Anyways, he misses, and I go for the Pursuit right there, expecting him not to want to take a Brave Bird. So, and then he figures that I'm not going to double Pursuit. I'm like, oh, I got played like a violin. So I Brave Bird this Rhyperior instead, which really sucks, because now I get useless recoil on something that didn't really even need to be hit by Swallow anyway. So he switches out, thinking I'm going to switch out. And I go for the U-turn instead, but because I'm faster anyway, so I can just switch accordingly. And I go to my Mismagius, which is all cool, because I'm going to go ahead and sub. No, wait, no, that's a lie. I Nasty Plotted because I thought he was going to try to, I thought he would have predicted me subbing, so he would have gone for an offensive move because he's seen this before, but he goes right for the Leech Seed, so I should have subbed, and there's another case where I over-predict something I shouldn't have. And he goes for the Protect, and I knew he would, because he's just going to try to Leech Seed stall me out of my health. So I got my free sub. I think I Nasty Plotted, what, just once right now, so I think I'm at +2. That looks like +2 damage, so I'll take that. And he goes for the Energy Ball, whatever. And I'm still seated, so there's not much I can do. He's probably going to Protect again to get more health out of me. I played this last night, I haven't really been watching, but off the top of my head, that's what I would expect to happen. Another part of the back of my mind is telling me that he switches out. Oh, wait, I guess I switch out. I guess I switched out predicting some, like the Sleep Powder or something, while I was predicting him, thinking that I wasn't gonna sub. I don't know, I had a weird thought process, but he goes for Energy Ball instead. So right here, he goes for the Protect to try to stall me out of burn turns, and I go for the Facade in case of a switch. And yeah, just to not kill myself from Brave Bird recoil. So, and he does get the double Protect. Not really too mad because I've done it before to other people, and it is half and half odds, so it's whatever. He got both of them, but at least I get the safe switch now. So I go to Altaria, and I go for the Outrage just because I need to get as much damage as I can in on it before it puts me to sleep. And I don't do that much. And what's it called? So he goes for the Sleep Powder, and he misses again, which is really weird, because Sleep Powder is a fairly accurate sleeping move, aside from Spore, and he missed twice, which is like, eh. So, I go for the Outrage, and it leaves him with some really low amount, and it's like, whatever. Anyways, I get confused, and right here, I don't remember what I picked. Oh, okay, I picked Earthquake for some reason, I don't know why. I didn't see any steals on his team. I wasn't expecting any steals on his team. And if I hit myself with confusion, I figured it was whatever. Just so that way I wouldn't get locked in a move. There we go. There's the thought process behind it last night. But I get the first turn snap out of confusion, and I get my health back. But he goes for Stone Edge. I do lose my flying type, but he does get a crit, which is kind of, I guess, karmic retribution for him missing those 2 sleep powders. And plus he got the flinch earlier, so his like hacks is all over the board. I switch in Sceptile to scare it off, but he does have a Heracross, so I'm kind of glad I didn't go for Leaf Storm. So I go to Mismagius as fodder initially, but he misses with the Mega Horn, so I'm not sure if it's Scarf or not. I figure I'll go ahead and try foddering out, and he turns out to be slower anyways, so I think he turned out to be the Life Orb variant, and he does take me out with Mega Horn, takes some Life Orb recoil, but hey, potential fodder turned into taking this Heracross into a tolerable range, which is pretty sweet. So I go for the Energy Ball, and that does take it out. And I don't think I remember seeing his last one, but he brings in his Rhyperior first, which suggests that it might be weak to Energy Ball as well, so it doesn't really matter. ×3 with Solid Rock, Specs is gonna take it out, so I'm really glad I didn't pick Leaf Storm on there again. And it turns out to be a Blast. Oh, that's right, I did see it. It was this Blastoise. Okay. Well, it's ×2 to Energy Ball, so I don't know why he didn't bring this thing in first and try to Ice Beam me. But he does Protect to try to stall for lefties. But even with Specs and with Energy Ball and with Stab and all that factored in, it's still going to be enough to take it out. And I thought it was really weird but really cool, like how the hacks ended up working out in his favor, like the flinch and the crit. I don't know, it just turned out to be a really interesting match, I guess. And sorry it's so dark. I kind of had shit to do earlier, but I really wanted to get this thing narrated. So I'm guessing this is probably going to be Saturday's video. I do have a special treat for you guys on Tuesday, and Thursday I may or may not have something really cool lined up as well. And if I can keep that pattern going, I might have something really cool as well on Saturday. So stay tuned, because next week is going to be full of a lot of heavy hitters and familiar names that you all know, I guess. But for now, that's it for today, and I'll catch you guys later.